I know this looks like a Negroni. Apologies, Stanley Tucci. This might be better than a Negroni.
There's some cheese in there too. Man, is that good. That is amazing.
So yes, travel long-term is very glamorous. You get to do things like sit in a laundromat. It's a little Italian bottled water joke for you. Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. I'm Brent Peterson. We're continuing our road trip through the hills of Abruzzo and went through some switchbacks and some white knuckles and made it to the top of this mountain. Totally worth it. It is gorgeous up here. Behind me is this oratory of San Pellegrino. It was built over the tomb of San Pellegrino of Syria in the 13th century. So it's medieval, and they have tours in here regularly. You just wait till the guy lets you in. The frescoes are incredible. They're on the walls, on the ceilings. They take up the entire space on the inside of the oratory, and it is amazing. He'll also take you up to the church up top, which is less interesting. The oratory is really where it's at, and totally worth making the back and forth drive to get up here. But this isn't our final destination. We're off to Laquila, and maybe we can find somewhere to wash our clothes because it's been a few days. Anyway, if you're in this area, definitely come by the oratory of San Pellegrino, and maybe pour out a little Italian water in his honor. It's a little Italian bottled water joke for you. So one of the things we like to do when we're in a new place is go to the market and get stuff for a picnic. Unfortunately, even though it said they have a market every day in the Piazza del Duomo, it was vacant today. There was nothing there. I don't know if just today they don't have it, or if that market is no longer in effect, or I just read it wrong. I don't know. So we ended up having to go to the grocery store, which is okay, and got this salad. It's got lettuce and cabbage, and Karen got some baby carrots, tossed them in there, some nuts, some apples, of course some dressing, oil and vinegar. Pretty fresh and tasty. Not too expensive either. I think it was less than €3. Fruit. Got some strawberries, washed them off. Really juicy and good. And, made the best of it by going to the grocery store. This park is gorgeous. Really nice. It's at the end of the promenade here in Laquila. So good way to spend a few minutes in the afternoon before we get back out there. So yes, travel long-term is very glamorous. You get to do things like sit in a laundromat. But actually this was kind of fun. We had to find this laundromat that was open. We came in here. The lady who runs the place, Daniela, she was so nice, helping us to operate the machine. And then she talked to us for a while and told us places to go visit in here in Laquila. The reason why we had to come here is because the last few places we've been in did not have washing machines. And when Karen and I travel, this is all we travel with, just this one backpack each. And we're going to be in Italy for a month. So, there's not a lot of clothes in here. So we had to find a laundromat, and glad we did. This will take an hour out of our day, no big deal. So we stumbled upon this little square here. This was not on the itinerary at all, but that's one of the great things about travel is, just going with the flow. And this square had so many cool places. We found this bar, and I asked the guy if they had a liqueur that was known in Abruzzo that he could serve me. And he said Genziana, which is not something that I'd heard of before, but it's a root that is distilled into a liqueur. I said, do you have it straight or do you have it with a cocktail? He said, usually straight, but what I'll do is I'll make a cocktail for you. Genziana with a twist, some bitters, and some vermouth. I said, okay, sounds great. I know this looks like a Negroni. Apologies, Stanley Tucci. This might be better than a Negroni. It is so tasty. Yeah, it's bitter, but it's not overpoweringly bitter. You get that nice earthy taste from the root liqueur. Super good. And, you know, you got some bitters in there, you got some vermouth, balance it out with some citrus. This is great. I'm going to be having more of these, I think, in Abruzzo. This is the fountain of the 99 spouts of Laquila, and this medieval fountain was built in the 13th century. Nobody's sure exactly what all of these different fountains mean. They're all different representations of characters. Some are look to be pagan symbols like demons and things like that. Others are thought to be maybe famous people who lived in L'Aquila in the 13th century, around the time this was built, like noblemen and people like that. But no one's sure absolutely why these were built or what they represent. But it is a place of great pride for the people of L'Aquila. And you can see why. It's a beautiful little square here, and it's super chill with the running water. In 2009, the deadliest earthquake in Italy in 30 years struck L'Aquila, and 300 people died, and tens of thousands of people were left homeless. But they've embarked on a very ambitious reconstruction project, and about 80% of the damaged buildings have either been reconstructed or built anew. But you can see there's still signs that they do have a ways to go here. Give them credit. There's a lot of beautiful new construction here and new projects that are going on. But yeah, there's some stuff that still needs to be worked on before it's 100% done. And then just a few meters away, this whole piazza, brand new, beautiful square, brand new housing, brand new shops all over the place. So yeah, tons of progress. So of course we've had good wine here in Italy on this road trip, but you can also get some good cocktails. In fact, we've had some really good cocktails here. And craft beer is up and coming in Italy. These guys have several good selections. The Belgian style ale, and Karen got a Hefe. Nice. So there's no reason to just drink wine when you come to Italy. In the late 13th century, there was a monk called Pietro de Morone who lived in Abruzzo up in the hills. He built his little hermitage. We were going to go there. You can visit, but it was a cloudy, rainy day, so we didn't go up there. You couldn't see much, and we weren't certain it was open. We tried to call, nobody answered. So we didn't go, but you can go. It looks like a fascinating place. But this guy, Pietro de Morone, he had this church built. He had, even though he's a hermit, he had some monk followers. And surprisingly, he was elected Pope in the late 13th century. And he was actually crowned Pope inside this church and took the name Celestine V. Well, old Celestine V did not like being Pope very much. I don't know why. It's not really part of the history, but he didn't like it, and he resigned as Pope. And the Catholic Church said, well, if you don't want to be Pope, then you're going to jail. It's either jail or be Pope. And so he ended up going to jail, where he spent 4 months and died in prison. Eventually, his remains were brought back to this church, and they're in there. You can actually go in there and see the tomb of old Pope Celestine V. Pretty crazy, right here in Abruzzo, that they've got a Pope entombed right here. This church is also interesting because after the earthquake, they did a lot of reconstruction here, and you can see some of the original frescoes in here, some of the original Baroque artwork. And one of the classic things that you see in these Abruzzi churches is these wooden beams holding up the ceiling. You go into churches all over here, and you'll see these exposed wooden beams, something that I haven't seen many other places. So fascinating medieval era church, definitely worth your time to come here. So L'Aquila is known for their Torrone. It's kind of like a nougat, but way better. And this place is famous for their Torrone. We tried several kinds, and we bought a couple of boxes that we're going to take home. But we also opened up one little piece so that we could try it here. This one's a chocolate nougat with hazelnuts. And sometimes to me, Torrone can be way too sugary. This is soft and delicious, and the hazelnuts are fresh. Really, really good. I can see why these guys are known for their Torrone. Um, and then Karen wanted to get these. These are called ferratelli, and you might have seen something called a pizzelle. These are similar. Pizzelles are thinner and crisper, but you go around this part of Abruzzo, you look in shops, and they're filled with little pizzelle makers. They look like little waffle irons, and some of them are electric, and some of them are not electric. You just dunk them in the fire or in the hot oil to cook this little pastry. You can see it's not crispy; it's more chewy, but super tasty. I would imagine you put a scoop of gelato on this, you'd be living large. This place here is awesome. I gotta tell you, all over Abruzzo, we have people approaching us in such a friendly way. We came in here, a lady um, came up to us and was telling us, just a customer in here, not a person working here, telling us all the different kinds of Torrones and talking to us about how she learned English when she was a little girl in school. And we were talking, having a great time. Then she got a phone call and she said, bye, nice people. I got to go meet my cousin at the fountain. So it's such, people here are so friendly and unpretentious and just a love of life here. Um, I don't know if it's because of the earthquake and people are just like, we better live life while we have it, or if they've been like this forever. I have the feeling it's the former, but I really like it here in Abruzzo, especially in Laquila. And they got a lot of tasty food too. This is the busiest Passeggiata we've seen since we've been in Italy. Everyone's come out for a walk this evening. A lot of people lined up to get gelato and cocktails and whatnot, or just out for a regular stroll with their family and friends. It's a really great custom here in Italy. So for our last meal, we came to this cute little place sitting outside here in Laquila. And tell you what we got, first of all. I mean, broccoli, so simple, but amazing. Garlic, olive oil, red peppers. Sharon got a little appetizer of vegetables, fava beans, peas, and artichokes. Incredible. For my main course, I got these bread and what were they? Zucchini, maybe? Can't remember. Meatballs. Meatballs. And Karen said her grandmother, when she didn't have any meat in the house, she used to make meatballs like this. Um, so it's kind of a poor person's cuisine. You know, it's not like they're making it for vegetarians. They're making it because they don't have anything else in the house. Um, so very traditional cuisine. There's some cheese in there too. Man, is that good. That is amazing. This place is definitely the best meal we've had in Laquila, and certainly one of the best meals that we've had in all of Abruzzo. We got a little of the house wine, and the guy who owns the place is hilarious. Really fun to talk to. Speaks English. He's got Bruce Springsteen as his ringtone, his phone. Um, you know, he'll give it back to you a little bit, but it's really, really a great experience. But the food backs it up. Fantastic. So that's it for here in Laquila. Um, this video is for my buddy Marco, who supports me on buymeacoffee.com/destination eat drink. You can do so too. You can also buy my ebooks at the same place, buymeacoffee.com/destination eat drink. There's also a podcast for you to listen to called Destination Eat Drink. And I've done actually several episodes about Abruzzo that you can check out. So those are fun. I just can't get over how good these are. The tomato sauce is amazing. Fantastic. And eventually I'm going to have a Laquila ebook out as well. So you can check that out at buymeacoffee.com/destination eat drink. All right. That's it. Check out the playlist because we've been to a bunch of places on this road trip in Italy. We got a bunch more to go. We're not near the end yet. I'm Brent Peterson. See you down the road.